So you're thinking about buying the Bambu Lab P1S 3D printer. You've done a little bit of research and you figured out this is a good printer, but the question is this the printer you need? I've owned the Bambu Lab P1S now for about a year, and I think I got some info that you may need to hear before buying this 3D printer. So the first question you have to ask yourself, what type of things are you going to be 3D printing? If the answer is you're just going to be printing simple little trinkets and toys and PLA, which is the most basic filament pretty much everyone prints in, you probably don't even need the P1S. Bambu Lab makes a printer called the A1 Mini, and it's a lot cheaper. Like, I mean a lot cheaper. And if that's all you're going to be printing is PLA and just basic easy stuff like the fun stuff, then the A1 Mini is probably a decent printer, especially if you're a total beginner. One setback though to the A1 Mini is that it has a smaller build, meaning you can't print as large of stuff as you can with the P1S, but most beginners find that they don't need to be printing that large of stuff. So you have to ask yourself, is it worth a couple $100 more just to be able to print a little bit larger of stuff? The next big question you should ask yourself is, do you want to be printing in multicolor? Because if you want to do multicolor with the Bambu Lab P1S, you're going to have to get the AMS system, and that's a couple $100 more on top of the price of the P1S, whereas the A1 Mini comes with that multicolor system completely built into it. What I'm saying here is you pay a lot more just to be printing in multicolor, whereas that A1 Mini already does it. And the reason I'm making this video is because I've owned both of these printers, and I thought that I needed that Bambu Lab P1S because of the larger build volume, and it just seemed like a bigger beast of a machine, and I wanted it to be solid, right? But guys, guess what? The A1 Mini is also a solid machine with like the same tech and everything. It just has a bit smaller build volume, except it's way cheaper. The P1S actually will print a lot more different types of filaments, and it has a lot more customization with that, and it has the enclosure to keep the temperatures in there if you're printing ABS or just other exotic filaments. But chances are, if you're an ultimate beginner, like what most people are, you're going to be printing in PLA, and honestly, like, you don't even need all that. So some of the pros to the P1S versus the other printers is it has high quality prints. That's what a lot of people say, but guess what? So does the A1 Mini. And I do cross comparisons, 3D printing the same things, and honestly, they look super similar, and it's so close, I can barely even tell a difference. The next thing people bring up as a pro for buying the P1S is the speed and efficiency. But I feel like for the price difference, it's not a huge difference. Like, you're not saving tons of time. Like, it's just like, it's so similar that it's just like, I don't think it's worth a couple $100 more. And the next thing people argue is that it saves more space on where you're putting it. Yes, but like the A1 Mini, like, it's such a small difference. Like, that's not even a reason to bring up. Like, really? It's literally like this much space versus like this much space. Like, what? What? Is that a reason? One little fact to know, did you know that the A1 Mini is actually a more quiet machine than the Bambu Lab P1S? See how these comparisons are getting messy. You're just like, well, I want this one, I want this one, and it's just like, Also, one little thing to know, if you're going to buy the Bambu Lab P1S without the AMS system, changing out the filaments in between colors is super annoying. It's so much easier on the A1 Mini. I gotta say that, so like if you're getting that single print P1S, just maybe think about that. So those are a couple things to think about before buying the Bambu Lab P1S. It's not that I don't like the printer, I just think a lot of people jump the gun and just buying it because they want a high quality printer. Like, I totally get it. It's like buying a truck or something. Like, you don't want to short yourself because you want it to last. But I think the A1 Mini is a great machine, and a lot of people, especially beginners, are going to find it more useful than the P1S. Hit me up in the comments if you guys have any questions. I'm a normal dude and do reply. Please consider subscribing, and also check out this video of me and my daughter battling each other with the collapsible swords. And yes, of course they're 3D printed. The print has finally finished, and I gotta say, it looks pretty dang good. Let's take it off the plate here. All right. Man, this thing's cool, right, guys? Look at this thing. Let's go test it out. This thing is beastly. All right, which sword do you want? Big one or small one?
Small.
Small one? All right, let's battle. Oh no, it broke. We'll put it back together.
How did that break? You win.